All right, everyone, welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. So excited to have you all here with me today. This is going to be a special one because we just had our Foundation of Health Summit this March 7th and 8th, and it was phenomenal. We keep getting better and better. I get so excited to host these things and share with you all of the new technology, the new science behind our devices and everything new with Synergy. It was a packed house in person. We had a couple hundred joining us live in online as well. And we got some phenomenal feedback. And please continue to give us feedback. If you have things that you loved, things that you think could be better, share it with us. We want to know. We want to keep making this the best Foundation of Health Summit each and every time we do it. So we would love to hear your feedback. You can email live.well@synergy.us or alex@synergy.us. However you can get in contact with us, call us, text us. We are here for you, and we want to get you the information that you want to hear each and every time that we do one of these. But overwhelmingly positive feedback. Thank you guys so much. If you have any testimonials to share with us, that is amazing as well. Either a video or a review would go a long way in getting these devices into the hands of more people and changing people's lives. So please help in Synergy's mission and share what you learned, share how these devices have helped you, and we will be able to get them to even more people. Okay, awesome. So I wanted to go over what we covered in the summit because I know a lot of you were not able to make the entire thing live, or you want to watch the replay, which as of this recording here on Wednesday, the 11th, it is not out yet. We have a lot of recording, obviously, for 2 days. So we're still working through that. We should get it out to you guys today, if not by tomorrow. We're really, really excited. We had all kinds of different feeds going. So we're going to put all that together. We're going to send it out via email for those of you who registered. If you haven't, it's going to live in our education portal as well. And you can watch it there at any time. So, what did we cover? What were the differences in the last ones? And what do you need to know going forward to get the best use out of your device or to decide whether this device is right for you? I know there's so much out there on the market. So, how do you decide what are the key points that we went over to help make that decision a little clearer for you? So, we talked about how you're electrical first, right? If you go without food, you might live a few weeks, maybe a month or two without food, as long as you have some water, and then that's all you can handle. Without water, maybe a few days, a week max, and then that's it. Without oxygen, you're going to live a few minutes and then you're done. But if you get struck by lightning, it could be an end to you in a fraction of a second, because that energy disruption, it doesn't matter for how brief it is, you need that energy to be balanced throughout your body in order to live. So we are all energy first beings, and the best way that we've found to get out of pain, to get into health, is by sending a biocompatible signal into the body that it can understand so that it can regenerate the way that it is meant to. We are all constantly bombarded with EMFs, with toxins, with stress, all of these things breaking down that chemical makeup in our body slowly but surely, sometimes all at once via an accident or something along those lines. And that we want to uh, boost that, support that in the best way that we can. Now, there's always going to be times where you need a supplement or a prescription or that surgery. Please talk to your doctor. I am not a doctor. All of this is just for information, but what we have found is that if you get that energy in, it sets the foundation i.e. the Foundation of Health Summit. That's why we call it that. It sets that foundation so that all of those pieces can work that much better. I myself shared my testimonial on stage, and what I experienced is a very common refrain these days, unfortunately, where I tried all of the vitamins, I tried the supplements, I tried all of the different modalities, and nothing was moving the needle, because now I found out that my cells were not energetically ready to receive any of that. So it was going in and out without ever doing what it's designed to do. So all of these things may be great. However, if you're not ready to integrate them into your system, they are going to be a waste of time and money, and you don't want to do that. And then, in fact, a lot of times, I know for me personally, I felt myself getting worse as I was piling more and more on, because my foundation was very wobbly, and adding anything, regardless of whether it's supposedly good or not, was making my foundation crumble, and it was just causing stress. It was a stressor on my system because it didn't know how to handle any of it. So we showed you how important it is from a scientific basis, that cellular signaling, what it actually looks like, what it means, and how to shore that up with the biomodulator and the biotransducer. And that was an aha moment for a lot of people, including myself, when I first came into contact with these devices. So that was the first thing. Obviously, we wanted to build that foundation, that scientific understanding of what these devices are doing. And then we went through the difference of the devices, the plus two, the pro, the all three biomodulators. They all have the same core fundamental technology in them, in that they have a biphasic sine wave. We showed you how it looks just like the an ECG or a brain wave, because it is nice and flowing, which is very hard to do in a digital device. And we compared that to other devices on the market that have similar marketing. They say that they do similar things, and yet when we broke it down and showed you what is actually coming out of those devices, the difference was very clear, in that those had challenges curving that loop there, and creating a wave that your body will understand. And therefore, because of that, it isn't able to integrate as well into the cells. Your cells are constantly refreshing, renewing, billions, trillions of times per day without you ever noticing it. So they're very sensitive to what goes into them. And if they can't integrate that signal, they are going to reject it, even if it is meant to be beneficial. Same with the chemical interventions via the pills, the supplements, the vitamins, all of those things. They are not going to be received if your cells think that they might pose a threat, or your cells aren't healthy enough to integrate it. So we are very meticulous in making sure that the biomodulator devices are as biocompatible as possible, and that they are received by the cells, so that then they can do what they need to do to revitalize, to refresh, and to get you back into health when nothing else had worked before. So that we take very a lot of pride in that, and making sure that it is the best device that you can possibly buy on the market. And then we showed you not only that, which is phenomenal by itself, but how it is enhanced by pairing it with the biotransducers. The biotransducers add an extra level of support for your body by harmonizing all of that newfound energy that you just put in via the microcurrent, via the electrodes, be it any one of our attachments, all cross compatible. We walked through all of the attachments so you can see what they are, so you can get the physical microcurrent, because with the microcurrent, it has to be on skin. So certain areas like the scalp are harder to get to with that microcurrent. So we have the brush electrode, which goes in between the hair follicles. We have a blue electrode that is great for the nose. We have all kinds of different attachments, and we walked through all of those so you can get microcurrent where you need it most. However, there are times where you have an open wound or you have a sensitive area where that physical touch is not going to do it. And the biotransducer is a way to get that energy into the system as quickly as possible. Say you just broke your arm, you can get it on there immediately without needing the microcurrent. Say there's a cast, it'll go right through that and harmonize that area so that your cells feel supported to do what they need to do to heal that broken bone. So, and when used with the microcurrent, not just alone to get the therapy where you need it most as soon as possible, but if you use the biomodulator first, you reset your autonomic nervous system, which we always recommend as the first thing that you do. You calm the entire system down. You put it on your vagus nerve here. Now, there's a lot of vagus nerve stimulators. However, they're not as they don't use the same waveform as the biomodulator does. And I've seen tremendous results with the biomodulator when other devices have failed in that regard. But that's the first step. You want to reset your nervous system, calm everything down, get out of that fight or flight, that sympathetic mode, into the rest and relax, parasympathetic mode. Once that happens, your shoulders drop, you get relaxed, deeper breaths, then the entire system is that much looser, that much more pliable for any targeted therapy for pain, say a shoulder or a knee or the lower back, very common areas. But if we just attack that first, then it's that much harder to get you out of pain. If we calm the entire system down, then we target the pain, it goes that much further. And if we calm the entire system down with the biomodulator, and then we layer on the biotransducer over the head, pointed down, or even below, pointed up, if you're laying on a bed, you can do that as well. It will harmonize that energy via the scalar energy production of the biotransducer and make it usable. It's one thing to have a battery. It's another thing to put it in the right way, in the flashlight, for example, to make it shine bright. If it's fully charged, but it's not in the proper way, it's going to go wasted. So that scalar energy from the biotransducer harmonizes everything. It removes the entropy from the system so that everything is flowing properly and you get results that much faster. So those are the 1-2 punch of pain and suffering, for lack of a better term, that got me and thousands of others out of pain when nothing else worked. And then, of course, throughout the entire summit, we did a ton of hands-on experiences with people. Like I said, we showed everyone the way that all of the accessories are used. We showed for the first time, I think, in a very, very long time, if ever, we showed our entire suite of accessories and what they can do to get that microcurrent back in. The amazing Danielle and Natalie, they showed us how they use the devices in their clinic to get results that established medical science tells them it should be impossible, or at least highly unlikely given the circumstances of their clients. And I had a conversation with them after the summit. I said, wow, that was incredible. I have to echo what everyone else was saying. This was phenomenal. I didn't even know that these could be used in that way. And they said, oh, please, this is just scratching the surface. Wait till you see the practitioner course, which, if you're watching this live, happens tomorrow, Thursday, March 12th through the 14th. and there are still spots available for that. If the very, very last minute, you can sneak in online or in person if that is something that is interesting to you, because they're going to share with you how to use this in a clinical setting, how to integrate this into what you're already doing, or to open something fresh if this is something that is really interesting to you and you want to bring this to the forefront of medicine. So there's still a couple spots left for this upcoming one tomorrow, but if you don't miss it, you're catching this on a replay. There's a bunch more that they are going to be having this year and next year, hopefully, if all goes well. I think they have a couple dates picked out already, and the next one I think is September, but don't quote me on that. They may have one sooner than that as well, and you can get involved if this is too quick for you. And not only does it include that in-person training with a certification, internationally recognized certification, might I add, but it also includes their online training, which is phenomenal as well, and will come with some other type of diploma or certification that they will explain to you at that event. So I'm super excited to be taking that course and getting certified in that, because as much as I know about the devices and running the Synergy and being within Synergy, I don't run a clinic, so I don't use it day to day. And I would be so delighted to know how to use these advanced techniques to get people out of pain when they are in that heat of the moment and they need to get out of it right away. I want to have those tools in my tool belt because it's such a portable device. I take it with me everywhere. Why not have something that's readily available for me to just get on somebody if they need it most and get them out of pain, or for myself as well. A lot of times I have, something caught in my shoulder and it just doesn't seem to want to work out. If I knew, other than just putting the device on here, what can I do? What can I sense? The sticky spots, some boxes. What are the techniques to get me out of pain the best? And so I'm super excited for that. So then, and we also talked about all of the things that come with energy. Everything ties back to energy eventually, right? But what can you do just without the devices? Because we don't want to be reliant on the devices. That's not the point of the biomodulator and the biotransducer. The point is to show your body what's possible so that you no longer need them, so that your body functions properly by saying, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember that I can do these things. Now I'm going to start doing it on my own without needing the physical electrical current coming through me. Now I'm going to produce it myself. So what does it take to grow your health span and not just your lifespan? What other auxiliary things need to happen in order to set yourself up, build that foundation solid, in addition to the direct energy coming from the biomodulator and biotransducer? And those are things like mindset. Those are things like healthy water options, like our Axiom line, which produces hydrogen water. That has tremendous benefits. You can look all that up online, the benefits of hydrogen water. And what you eat, what you put in your mouth goes a long way in determining your total health span. And I keep using that term because we want you to be healthy while you are still standing. We don't want you to just stay alive. That is what a lot of places do. They do things just so that you are no longer, so that you have a pulse, but you're not really healthy. We want to expand the health span of your life, not just the lifespan. And these things go a long way in that. And we would be happy to work with you on any of this. Call our offices anytime, set up an appointment with one of our advisors. It's down on the first page of our website. It says contact an advisor, and you can set up a time to speak to one of us and see what is right for you in your unique situation. So that was really the crux of the summit. That is what we covered. We covered all kinds of different ways these devices are used. Like I said, it's going to live in our education portal for those of you who are device owners. For those of you who signed up for the event, you will get an email when the full replay is posted, and you can watch it there. You can rewatch some of the spots that were particularly interesting to you if you joined us live, or you can dive into some things if you missed the conference and want to watch it on the replay. And I do want to touch quickly on the specials that we ran as well. I understand that some of you could not join us this weekend, so I want to honor some of them that were only for the weekend, because I want to get you guys the best tools in your hands for your health. So if we can save you some money in doing that, that is what I want to do. So the accessories, all of the existing accessories that we've been selling are 10% off, so that you can go and add to the package that you have, see what you want to add to your biomodulator, and get microcurrent into the areas where you need them most. I know I love the brush electrode because I do have hair quite extensively across my body. So getting in between those hair follicles and getting that stimulation is phenomenal for me. So that's across the board, all the accessories. And that includes the Axiom products. So if you want an Axiom product, one of our hydrogen generators, some of them are either countertop or below counter units that can provide the energy or provide the hydrogen in a more bulk fashion. And we have a water bottle as well. Those are all 10% off. And our new products that we announced, which include our red light therapy mask, which also does blue and yellow with its own driver. And if you want the biomodulator frequencies coming through it, it only does the red, but it'll also have that frequency therapy in a flexible, pliable face mask, which is super cool. I tried it on. It has eye cups, so it protects your ocular region, and you don't even notice that the red is on when you're wearing it, because it's super protected there, and you get that therapy right on your face. We also have our pendants, which Scott Tennant is very excited about. The CEO of the company personally designed these pendants. They come in silver, gold plated, and solid gold. Solid gold is the only version that is exempt from these specials, but the other two versions, they will be 20% off. You can see those on our website. Amazing design by Scott. We also have our PEMF pads, the Chi Wave pads. They come in two sizes, 6x12 and 12x18, depending on the needs there. These are going to be more of a macro type of PEMF than what you will find in a biotransducer. The biotransducer are primarily scalar energy with a small bit of PEMF, but these pads are a higher dose of PEMF and can get you that type of therapy touchlessly if that is something that you are interested in. And we rolled out silicone flexible foot plates, which are super great for traveling. They're very lightweight. They are very easy to take care of. And I have been trying them the past few days. They are fantastic at getting that energy into your body. If you don't have the hand grips and foot plates already, or you want something to travel with, they are super flat. They roll up if you need them to. And they just have these little clips that pop on to attach them to the biomodulator. Super, super easy. And hopefully, don't tell anybody, but we may have some hand grips that are silicone as well, and they are either paired with those foot plates, or you can use either one of them separately. And again, great travel option and great price points as well. The foot plates are $79 and they are 20% off. I'm going to extend it through this Sunday only for those of you who are watching a replay, or for anyone who didn't get to place their order over the weekend. I will extend it for this week. And it will end this Sunday, and then everything will be back to 10%, including the new devices and including the new accessories for the next week as well. So you can still get a good deal if you want any of those products. They will, I'll keep that 10% off. And then if you're buying a package or want an upgrade to a biomodulator, call us. We want to customize something for you. We want to make sure that you are supported. If you need anything, we're going to throw in a free gift, or we're going to give you a discount up to $500 off or more if you qualify for that upgrade bonus. So call us to see what you qualify for, and we want to get the packages, the devices into your hands at the best price possible. So call us or set up an appointment with an advisor today, and we would be happy to help you. Next week, we are going to talk about using these devices in a clinic or a business setting, what it means to add these devices to what you already do amazingly, what you're perhaps already an expert at, or if you're starting out fresh, what these can do and bring to your community that are unlike what is currently offered, and potentially be a phenomenal business opportunity for you. Not financial advice, not legal advice, not medical advice, none of that, but just information so that you can make a more informed decision on whatever it is that you decide to do in your life and your business. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, contact me or any one of the Synergy advisors anytime, and we would be happy to support you. Have an amazing week, my friends. For those of you going to the practitioner course, enjoy and stay energized, my friends. I will see you next week.